Travis Wayne Goodsell. It's closing up for the day, and going to prepare to watch Rachel tonight, and realized, you know what, there was a lot of stuff, and as I put them together, I'm thinking things are getting weird. Let me explain. Remember last week, on the day that they assigned a new judge to my lawsuit against the church, the airport director was fired so that now they can resume airport travel? You know, just say, hey, you're not going to resume travel like Governor Herbert orders you to? Well, all of a sudden we found child porn on your computer. And so, with the judge, I'm going back before coronavirus, as I had done videos saying, okay, this is suspicious behavior of the church, and I listed all of the things that were suspicious, and I was saying, it looks like they're trying to flee the country as a backup plan, because the timing of some of them had to do with the timing of my lawsuit, when things were required to be submitted and judged on, and etc. Anybody who is a mastermind of evil needs to understand that they need to have backup plans. If you don't have a backup plan, when things go wrong, and in many cases they will go wrong, you need to have a backup plan to fall back on. And that's good for my training as an Eagle Scout. Be prepared. Be prepared doesn't mean just for one scenario and, oh, it didn't work out, oh well. No, you have multiple scenarios as a backup plan. And so, yeah, they are resuming airline travel. What do the prophets and even the 70 do on a regular basis before coronavirus? They travel the world on airplanes. And so today, as the judge has received my resubmission of my motions for final judgment, and disbarring the knuckleheads who are 24 days late for the church, causing them to lose the case, which was yesterday. The lawyers would have seen it. So yesterday, the lawyers would have contacted the First Presidency and Quorum of the 12. Uh-oh! He found out and has resubmitted for final judgment. We don't know what this judge is going to do, but he's claiming we filed 24 days late just to let you know. And now today, the next day, after the lawyers would have contacted the First Presidency and Quorum of the 12, what do we have? Church is now saying, we're opening up church again. Church is resuming on Sunday. Go back to church, guys. You know, the stats aren't going to justify it, but go back to church, get infected, spread it around, die. As Governor Herbert has allowed the airplanes to be resuming again. You're starting to see the connection, and we're not done yet. There's more. And so, then you have the state of Utah refusing to upload the case numbers on their website. They've been doing it every single day. I've had to remind them several times. Hey, you didn't upload it. Hey, you didn't upload it. And they just have not been uploading it today, of all days. As the church announces, we're going back to church, they don't upload the cases. And Governor Herbert has said, oh, we're following the case numbers. That's how we are deciding to open. When the CDC came out after Governor Herbert downgraded and said that Utah did not qualify to downgrade, let alone open up for business on May 1st, the anniversary of the Illuminati. Nope, they still have, oh, they took down the message thing. Oh no, you can't say, hey guys, where is it? You can't contact them anymore. Oh man. It's still May 18th. They are not putting up the new numbers. They are refusing to put up the new numbers. Something happened yesterday. Oh wait, yes, the lawyers would have contacted the church. Do you see what's going on here? And there's more. Because when Mormons go back to church, they're going to infect each other. They're going to spread it around. They're going to die. Who are they going to blame? Oh, well, the church will say, oh, you didn't follow the guidelines as we told you to. The guidelines were to stay home, guys. Moses gave you those guidelines way back in the Old Testament times. The coronavirus that went through Egypt, the Israelites, the whole Israelites, were ordered by Moses, stay home until it's gone. For them, it was just a week or 8-day period for Passover. But this one, it's already over 2 months. Trump's shutdown last year was 35 days, which was a record for the longest time of a government shutdown. This is not only a government shutdown, it is a business shutdown, it is a religious shutdown. It's the longest shutdown ever. And it's not over. And yet everybody's going back. Oh, yay! We're all going to infect each other and die. Because our leaders tell us we can. Unbelievable. And so, yes, Nelson's going to be the one to blame. He's already come out in conference saying, hey, Mormons, we now have a new idol god. He's built upon the church. And we're going to still call him Jesus. The inverted pentagram. That's the symbol of the church, is the inverted pentagram. On the Nauvoo temple, on the Salt Lake temple, which took down the angel Moroni yesterday. Yesterday. They took it down. And, of course, the horn was missing. If you remember the Magna Flood, or the earthquake. And so, and that's still not it. There's more. Because today, this morning, when I turn on my computer, after telling you, or yeah, I think I told you about, maybe I told you about it when I saw the tiger. I'm not sure if I told you about, yeah, I did, because I was talking about secret combinations and all of the things that the church has in common. And the tiger was the code word among members of the secret society. And so this morning, turn on my computer, what do I see? Is it space? Is it landscapes? Is it sceneries? No. It's always been that. Never animals. But today, there's an animal. And not just any animal. It's a tiger. And so, I do that video this morning about the tiger, big brother. And, but that's not all. I decided as I was transferring things today to check for the Book of Mormon, see if there was another Book of Mormon. Russ, I had to do some stuff for him. Why not check? Sure enough, they had something there. If you're not familiar with what they've been doing, they've been, with coronavirus, they've only been uploading the full movie segment, not the segment and then the breakups of each of the segments. And except for today, after the church had been notified yesterday by the lawyers, you guys could be in trouble. We sort of blew it. You guys could be in trouble. So today, they uploaded a past Book of Mormon one, not the most recent, a past one on Abinadi. Of all people in the Book of Mormon that they've done so far, they did Abinadi. They broke it up into the segments. The last segment is Abinadi dying for his faith. So the question is it a death threat to me? Or are they claiming to be victims of my lawsuit? It could go both ways. However, was it? Yeah, I don't know. But the tiger thing seems to suggest it's a death threat to me, because the lawyers sent me a death threat on Friday the 13th in March. And if you understand my lawsuit, I am charging the church with lying about church history in regards to which Freemason lodge we were a part of, or supposed to be a part of. Brigham Young and Heber C. Kimball were Scottish rites that were infiltrated by the Illuminati to destroy America in 1826. The Smiths were a part of the York Lodge with the Knights Templar, the Holy Grail, and saved America from the Scottish rites threat to America. And so I put that count as the church deceived me as to which lodge, and had me thinking that I was a part of an organization that was going to save the Constitution, not destroy it. And so, yeah, Friday the 13th, the church lawyers sent me a death threat. Which was in October, not March, but that's when the timing of Friday the 13th occurred. And if you're unfamiliar with Friday the 13th in October, that's when the Knights Templar were attacked by the Catholic Pope at the time, in support with the king at the time of one of the countries in Europe. And so, yeah, this seems to be a death threat, but at the same time, also a statement of, no, we're the true Abinadis who are potentially dying for our faith. Because my case, the judge is also, after she grants my order, because of the default error by the lawyers, she is supposed to order the criminal prosecution of the whole church leadership. That's in the federal rules for court process. That when a civil case rises to the level of criminal violations, that the prosecution is to proceed. She is supposed to contact the United States Utah Attorney General. So that's not Sean Reyes, That's the state of Utah Attorney General. The U.S. Utah Attorney General. And say, we have a case for you. Proceed. Do you understand what my charges are that he is supposed to be ordered by the judge to proceed with in a criminal law? War crimes, treason, RICO. Those are capital crimes that the church is guilty of in regards to my case that they lost. So do you understand? It's very likely that the church is planning to flee again. I mean, this is just outstandingly weird. But I also had told you about the sign in the heavens on Friday. I told you that Trump, Mercury, is by Venus, the Mormons, who are of the Satan church, Lucifer's church. Venus is Lucifer. And the sun and the moon are together because it's a new moon. And they're all together in Taurus, which I told you was the symbol of succession of the death of the father and the replacement and the restoration of the kingdom by the son. The ram, that's Abraham sacrificing Isaac, but a ram appears, messenger, 4 AD on 8th of April in Russia. Remember all these things that I've been telling you guys about? And so here we are, 2020 years later, when the total solar eclipse crosses over the other total solar eclipse in southern Illinois, where the Knights Templar buried plates of gold in Egyptian. Sound familiar, Mormons? July 19th, 1840, Joseph Smith said, "We're going to build the mountain cities of Zion and New Jerusalem in southern Illinois, where X marks the spot," where the Knights Templar buried gold plates with Egyptian writing. And so this Friday is the sign of something. Succession. Now, we're still in coronavirus because it's extended. The coronavirus in Moses' time was about succession, the death of the firstborn. Pharaoh is succeeded by his son, Taurus. They had the Apis Bull Festival in Egypt for the succession of the son replacing the father who dies. If the church has no succession because they're all having to go to prison for capital crimes, which is the death penalty, no successor. Who takes over? Oh, right, the guy who won the lawsuit, whose request for relief was everything. Just like Moses. And so, yeah, this Friday is the sign. But this Thursday is the day of Ascension, when the Catholics have designated when Jesus Christ of the Gospels ascended into heaven. Let me go to the book of Revelation, chapter 12, where the signs are given, which are specific dates. And I've gone over all of them except for the Throne of God one. I thought that might have been with the sign of Lucifer, or no, I don't think he was there yet. I was thinking it was when Jupiter got to the knee of Ophiuchus. Every knee shall bow, every tongue confess. And Jupiter was with the sun. whereas the others were not with the sun. And that's significant. Revelation chapter 12. And you notice that Cindy Rigdon rearranged the order here, put all of the man-child together with the woman, which was correct. As we now know, because it happened on the 23rd of September 2017, a month after the total solar eclipse. The sun shall be darkened. And so here we go with verse 5. And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with an iron rod. That is appropriately put with the woman sign, because Jupiter was born on that time. He was no longer retrograding in her womb. He was now moving on into Libra from that point on. But the verse continues. And her child, Jupiter, the man-child, the one who is to be the king, Jesus Christ, who is just the Christ, Son of Man, as Jesus Christ calls him in Matthew 24, the Messiah of whom the Jews are looking for, according to Jeremiah, which is why the Jews do not believe in the Jesus of the Gospels, because the Jesus of the Gospels did not save the Jews under Roman rule. It's sort of a key part of prophecy, and it didn't happen, and so therefore the Jesus of the Gospels is not the Christ that they are looking for, nor should you be looking for. But here's the continuation. And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. That's ascension. Thursday, ascension. Friday, the sign. As Saturn, who I've already identified as the judge in my case, but now she's been replaced with another judge who is going to make a decision, and the church lawyers have notified the church, and they came out today and said, go back to church. The airports are open back up. As they fired the airport director on the 15th when the new judge was assigned. Are you catching on? Tiger, tiger. Oh my God. Are they going to kill me? Is that one of their backup plans? If they kill me, do they think that they're safe? That they can resume killing you guys? Apparently. So this has just been freaky. See, because I'm technically a Benedai. I'm the one the church had arrested because I filed a complaint in 2008. But the state of Utah, under orders of the church, turned it around and accused me of being a terrorist and mad. What was a Benedai accused of? Being a terrorist and mad. And so, this could be a reminder to me, as a threat. We're going to do it again. Leave us alone. Back off. But if the judge sides for you, we've got the planes ready to go. I mean, President Nelson at least has a private plane, a private jet, but I think the 70 are what they're trying to save also, because the 70 get to go down in flames with them. Because remember the video I did talking about the letter I wrote to the 70? I'm such a bad boy. I'm the reason why the church 70 are also going to be busted here. Because before that, the church never conceived of the possibility that all 15 prophets would be gone. And so I contact the 70 and said, hey, I'm kind of troubled by the signs corresponding with certain events on earth related to the church. But it's interesting how Brigham Young changed things in the Quorum of the 12, and his interpretation thereof of Section 107 seems to indicate that the 70 could take over if all 15 are gone. And then I see the change made in Wikipedia. They took it seriously and made it an official policy that the 70 are going to take over. So guess what I do for my lawsuit? 70 busted too. They are also part of the corporation because of what they did in the change from my letter on Wikipedia. And so everybody can't fit on Nelson's private jet. And so they needed to open up the airports. Oh man, I mean, this just is unreal. It's just unreal. Oh my God. Are they seriously thinking that she's going to render a quick judgment against them? They're at least doing a backup plan. Oh my God. But yeah, like I told you, my life is in great danger right now. And I have no one in Utah to protect me. Everybody has abandoned me. My family, my neighbors, my friends, religious leaders, religion. Oh my God. This is just so unreal. So, yeah. Watch this space, as Rachel Maddow says.